should be live, and it is recording.
Sweet.
I'll go pull it up over here and check your audio and shit.
Yeah. Does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? Monster. When does a man become a monster? Can you type something in the chat? So I can see it obviously on the computer, but I cannot see it on the iPad, which is really annoying.
You can probably pull up the stream itself on the iPad, give yourself an extra viewer.
That's true. There's probably a Twitch app, right?
Yeah.
So many things. There's a cow in the street. How's she doing that, bro? I feel that. I be streaming. I have 2 watchers. That's fun. Look, there's a penny back there. Waiting. What should I mean? I want to make my camera strap. This is my extra fabric bin. You really kiss. Where's the door? So I found this jacket at Goodwill. And then, so I found 2 of them actually. I found it in blue and I found it in red. And I was like, well, this is a cool pattern, but I really don't want it as a jacket. It's also like a, I think it's Ann Taylor jacket, which is like old lady stuff. Viejita core. And like, it's a really cool pattern, but I don't want a full jacket made out of it. But a little wrist strap? That should be fine / cool, right? Question mark. This is very true. Andy's been running tech because I am a stupid. Full speed. God, the one thing I hate about logging into all this shit is fucking having to do the codes and shit. I should say that my channel's like for adults so that people don't be coming in here yelling about their children. Activity. I also have my iPad over here. I want to see my channel, me live. Hey, oh, no, go away. Skip tutorial, ignore. Hey, I get to see the chat now from my phone, well, from my iPad. Andy, you have not told me anything about the sound.
Oh,
You don't have to yell. You can literally type it in chat. Let's see. How long do I want this to be? 12? 12. 12 works. Yeah. So, what bit do I really want in this thing? Oh my god, Andy. So I have my AirPod, my Beats in, right? And I'm listening to This Life is Amazing. Me. And they went nom nom in the song, which I never knew until this exact moment, which is wild. You know, I cut one and I realize I need 2 of these. Do I? Yeah. I do need 2 of these because one will be the front and one will be the back, which is how things work. If you didn't know that. They're saying there's a cave for us to eat. Foodfield Cave. East. That way. Thank you. So, I've cut 2 pieces of this to 12 inches by 1.5 inches wide. And so that'll make a good little wrist strap, I think, for the camera. Because I don't like neck straps. Neck straps are like a lot and heavy. So now we're gonna cut some interfacing because this is super floppy. And then we're gonna iron it, which means we're gonna have to go to the ironing area, which is over there. We're not going right now. I'm just getting the stuff. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I have some over there. I'm back. Yes, I do have a piece of extra, what's it called? Interfacing. And the good thing is we really only need is a strong word. 1, because we'll put interfacing on one of them and not the other. If I was thinking ahead, which I wasn't, I could have had Andy embroider this with my name on it. Oh well. I should have music playing in the background. What do we think? Some lo-fi beats? I don't know if I can even play lo-fi beats. So we're going to cut it bigger than our piece because it's going to make it easier to cut off later. These guys are going to go in our stuffing box. And now we're going to take this piece, we're going to plug in the iron, and then we're going to sew. Eventually we're going to sew. But right now, we're going to iron. Ironing is actually like one of the most important bits in sewing, which is crazy because I friggin' hate ironing. It is the literal devil but it's necessary to make things look nice. Oop. Oh. And like quote unquote professional. If that's what you're looking for. Oh, I should cover my little toesies. People be weird. I'm gonna put some slippers on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this piece of extra fabric. We're gonna lay it on top so that we don't get so we don't have all of the heat on the iron on at all times, because that is not good. It's not gonna look like much, actually. This is the boring part of sewing. When you have to just iron, unpicking, ironing, cutting fabric, pinning if you pin is all super boring. And you just have to do it. Like, it's just the worst. I think almost everybody who sews will probably give you the same answer, that the worst part is either cutting or ironing your seams. Does fabric frays a lot? See, like, just get a bunch of pieces of thread everywhere. But because we're gonna be encasing it into the fabric, then it doesn't super matter. We're gonna come back over here to our cutting table. And we're gonna cut the excess. Interfacing off. Try to stay pretty close to the line. If I just talk about what I'm doing, it'd be, I'll entertain myself until I have people to talk to. Well, I have people to talk to. More people to talk to. But yeah, I'm just making a camera strap. A wrist strap, I guess, for my camera, so that I don't feel like I'm gonna kill it every 5 seconds. I also think we're actually gonna go iron a little bit more, because it's not fully on. You can tell, see? It's flippy. So we're gonna cut a little bit of that excess off. All of this, trash. But while we do that, we're gonna go back to our ironing board, which actually I made this, which was a fun project. It's definitely not a great ironing board, but it works for me. Well, that's all I need. There's a bunch of just extra pieces from the jacket, actually, which are pretty neat. It's like the buttonhole and the actual buttons, which are neat, but they are made in a way that, like, I can't use. So they have a post and a hole, and separating them requires a lot of strength and power, which I do not have. And then you need the same amount of strength and power to put it back on the future thing that you want to make. Or you could just use something else. So we're going to move over towards the sewing machine. We're going to focus this up a little bit, because it is not in focus. we're good as dead. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go over here. And we're actually gonna switch the thread. Nope, that's turning it off. I'm gonna switch the thread on the sewing machine. Right now I have black, which is fine. But we're trying to go for, I think maybe, what would be neat? Maybe a blue? Maybe black is fine. Andy, blue or black? Or white?
Blue.
Why are you yelling? Stop yelling at me. So we'll pick a blue. I'll put this over here. And we'll find an empty bobbin. Nope, that's not empty. That's not empty. Oh, you guys, I don't have an empty bobbin. I mean, I could use this blue. It's not doing the thing. There we go. So I have this blue, which I think doesn't really go with it. I mean, this is a royal blue. It's very pretty. But I have other colors. Let's see. Like a green. Like, not a green. Like a turquoise. I have this guy. Oop, too high up. It's like, come on. My face isn't even in the picture. My camera's so high up that getting it to focus is a little bit hard. So there's this guy. What else do I have? Yeah, I just have another one of the same. I have another one of I have 3 of the same blue that I probably thought were different blues at one time. And yet here I am hoarding. Andy?
Yeah.
You have empty bobbins.
Yes.
Give to me an empty bobbin, please. Do you want me to show it?
Sure.
Andy made this book for the bobbins.
You can tell because it says bobbins.
Because many times it says bobbins. But he 3D printed it. Well, he made the whole model and also 3D printed it. And now we have all of these bobbins, which, like, we had them anyway, but now they're organized.
I'll actually be able to take one from you, like a full one.
No.
No? Okay.
No, you may not take my full bobbins.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here. I have bobbins that I can't use. They're from the old machine.
Fabulous, thank you.
Emma said, "That's so cool."
It is cool.
Now we're gonna what's it called? Thread it, but like we're gonna thread it to fill the bobbin. So we're gonna follow the instructions of your sewing machine, which is usually just like go into the hole, then go under the lip, then around this guy, and then you bring it all the way to the side and push it. And then you press. And it just does its thing. Oh, it's great. The worst part is just holding it up. I've had to kind of hold it up every time because the thread gets angry. Oh no, my scissors. I just ripped it. It's fine. But it gets mad when you don't hold it up. At least mine does. Maybe mine is very temperamental. Like its owner. But yeah, so we just wind the bobbin. I don't need the whole bobbin, but am I going to fill it all anyway? Yeah, I am. So our bobbin is full. We're gonna... There's a little thread cutter in here, which is... It's just so awkward. I should just use a scissor. And then we're gonna put this guy in its place. And then we're going to unwind up here. I hold it down. It's just... It gets unruly. Too much thread everywhere. So in theory, my sewing machine threads itself, but I'm pretty sure that is broken. So we're gonna go down once so that we pick up the bobbin thread because it'll make a loop. And now you have 2 threads. Obviously, like, it's hard to see, but trust me, that's all you gotta do is trust me. I'm actually going to cut off some of my excess because I don't like having excess thread on my... Oh, I should get a sew pig. What's it called? A sewing pig? Maybe. I think it's called a sewing pig. But you have a piece of fabric that you run before and after whatever it is that you're sewing so that your thread is, like, on. I don't remember the thought process behind it. But I'm pretty sure you just do this. Oh, no, let's go back. We went too far. And then you... Actually, I'm going to need to change where my needle is. Is this what I want to do? No. No, I don't need a sew pig right now. Do I? Nah. Yes, I do. Because we're going to be sewing a 1/4 inch away from the edge. So then we can flip it later. That's why. Yeah. We're going to start halfway through because that's much easier. We're going to back stitch. And we're going to go forward. And we're going to lift. And we're going to turn. It's actually like super easy. Oh no, my sewing machine made angry noises. Yep, it's angry. Oh no, it's angry. Ugh! Jesus! It exploded. Don't explode. Explosions are bad. We're gonna go and grab our thread ripper or seam ripper. We're gonna rip some of these threads because the sewing machine is angry. Maybe it's the sewing machine, and maybe it's the needle. Who knows? Not me. Now we're gonna have to redo the bobbin. Not the whole thing, just the one bit. I think it just got stuck. But it should be fine, in theory. We about to find out. Back stitch. And now we're gonna go forward, hopefully. Oh yeah. Less angy. And by less, I mean completely not angy. I also don't think I did a really good job sewing a straight line. That is mostly fine. Also, I probably should have put some interfacing on the back, on both of them. One is very wobbly. And the other one is just kind of around. Oh, my eyeball. It's making noises I don't like. But we're gonna make a square, or most of a square. We're not gonna go all the way around, because then you can't flip it inside out. We're gonna leave enough space to flip it inside out. I'm actually gonna go from the other side, since we only did the straight line over here. And then we'll be able to flip and have both edges kind of in, well, I say both, there's like 4 edges. It's, you know, rectangles. That's how rectangles work. If you didn't know, now you know. And we're gonna do a backstitch. I've backstitched on like every corner just because I am paranoid. And I could have used my overlocker, my cover stitch, my, what's it called? Probably an overlocker. Now we have all these threads from doing all this stuff. We're gonna cut them off. Boop. Because they're annoying and they get in the way. And then we're gonna go iron again. And well, actually, we're gonna do some cutting. And then we're gonna iron. But it'll be fine for now. There's my sew pig is right there. That I didn't even need. What I do is, so now we're gonna cut the edges. Just diagonal lines. Don't cut your thread. That would be very bad. I think I'm actually going to cut off some of the extra bits of fabric so that it folds kind of nicer. And I'll show you. I'm going to figure out how we're going to flip this, because I don't know how we're going to flip this yet. You know? Oh, everything fell to the ground. This is all going in the trash. So I left a little corner here with no thread. See how like there's thread here and thread here. So we're gonna put our fingies in there. We're gonna flip it out. And we're gonna probably use the scissor to push the rest of it out. And that's why I made it, I mean, it could be thicker, right? You could have made it 2 inches wide instead of 1.5 inches. Oh, no, I don't like that. So I did this, and then we're gonna sew over. I'm also using like the tip of the scissor, which is probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. But yeah, so you're gonna flip it inside out, and now you basically have most of what a strap even is. Now comes the hard part of like flipping it out, because it's, you know, it's a thin piece of fabric. Oh, I keep my thread. No. Something happened. My guys, they be angy. Ongy. Haha. We're just gonna pull on this until it's like most of the way. This is silly. This fabric is not great. But you know what? I have a second chance. I have so much of this. And clearly it's super easy. This is the hardest part of making a camera. Well, a wrist strap, a wristlet. I don't like that word, wristlet. Maybe I just don't like the way that it comes out of my mouth. But yeah, we're just gonna keep trying to pull this guy out. And then eventually we'll be able to use our scissor to push the rest of it. Yes. It's probably going to make a little ball. We have to be careful because this fabric frays a lot. But only on the one side because I didn't put interfacing on it. Clearly a bad idea to not put interfacing on it. But we're here now, and the next steps are going to be pretty easy, so maybe they'll fix it. And if not, we'll make a new one. It's fine. This is a bad idea. This is such a bad idea, but it's going to work because bad ideas tend to work. Yeah. So, we're going to iron this guy, and then we're going to look at all the damage. And then we're going to do some decision making, which means we're going to really probably make a new one. But honestly, it's been like 10 minutes. It's fine. We're going to iron again. So I'm getting my ironing board. I'm putting my little piece down. And then you're going to want to flip this, you know, fold this in a little bit. See if it'll do your bidding. But because it's broken, like, I'm really just showing you the steps at this point because it is not great. But now that we know, it'll work. And I could use my serger so that the edges don't look so bad, which I think that just doing the interfacing will really help. But again, I didn't do that on both sides. I only did it on the one, which was silly of me. We're gonna do a little bit of steam on this guy. I like steaming way more than ironing, and it's the same process, so figure that one out. Go away. So now we have just this big old tube. Boop. And then we're gonna do some sewing around the edge again. Well, again, yeah. I'm gonna start in the middle like I did before. We're gonna backstitch. We're gonna try and get to the to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance kind of everywhere, so that it'll look nice and square. We're gonna try and fold this guy in so that when we go to sew this piece, actually it doesn't even matter because this isn't gonna touch it because I cut it too short. because of the interfacing, just a lot of stuff, right? But we're learning. This is my first ever camera strap. Not really any kind of strap. I don't really do strappy clothes. Mainly because honestly most like anime and whatever characters, they don't wear straps. At least not the ones that I've watched. No, they might wear straps in other ways. Jess. But since this is a test, honestly, it's okay that it's not perfect. But I can practice with this piece and then do better the next time. Yeah. So now that we have that, we're actually going to switch to... So I was doing like the middle for my needle, but I'm actually going to switch to like the side so that I can do a satin stitch, which is the zigzags. Not actually, it's not the like lightning bolt zigzags, it's just side to side. It's an important distinction because sewing machines are kind of finicky when it comes to what you kind of use things for. I'm gonna make it semi-tight so that then we get a nice little line. And, you know, we're just kind of gonna go. So my machine has this button where, like, I can make it backstitch on its own. So I just click that, and it'll do the backstitch. Now we're gonna see how this goes. Already not... Ooh. Already not great. But, you know, we're learning. We're figuring it out as we go. Give yourself grace. Give me grace. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's doing what I want it to do, which is good. But it's certainly not a straight line. Which I think comes down to how I cut it, the way that I did not add the... I think I'm also going to make it a little bit wider. Now this is just an inch, so I'm going to cut it at 2 inches wide. And then the finished product will be 1.5 to like a 1/2 inch wider than this. Which is like this much. This much. And by then we'll have figured out... Oh, I got stuck. It stopped moving. We'll figure out what it is that we want to do. Because of course, you know, nothing can be perfect. So, my machine also has this button where like, oh, I'm done. So it'll cut. But I don't know why it isn't doing that. So we're gonna do this. Oop, there it did it. Perfect. So, kind of. My machine is finicky, you guys. So, it has this line right there. This very, very blue line. And so that's going to be our decoration for it, which is cool. I like it. We also just need to keep... No, come on. Don't push your fabric. Don't be me. Fabric doesn't like to be pushed into this way. Actually, it's not even about the fabric. So the way that a sewing machine works, right? It has the needle that goes down, and then the bottom bobbin makes a loop around the thread that's in the needle. And that's a really important distinction, that they do different things, right? The other thing that happens is if you start pushing your fabric, they're perfectly timed to, like, needle comes down, swoosh around the bobbin, and then bobbin, not bobbin, needle comes up, and they make a loop together, right? So that's how like the sewing machine works. The problem with pushing your fabric in is that then your timing is off. So your needle can get all kinds of messed up because of just the way that you're handling the machine. And then you have to get it timed, which is not fun, because that means that you don't have your sewing machine anymore for whatever amount of time that is. We're also learning in this exact moment, I absolutely don't know what a straight line is. Who's straight? Who knows her? My machine is set to, like, half speed? Regular speed, I think. So I have slow, medium, and fast. But I think fast just moves the machine too much. It, like, jumps around. It's like dancing. Ooh, Cersei's got you now. Just one more bit. Mistakes you make. Sometimes when your fabric is real thick, because of just the amount of layers that you have going on, your foot is like, oppressor foot, is like, buddy, that's too much. And you're like, no, please. So I did all the around the edges, and now I'm just cutting off my extra threads. And again, we have a big gaping hole here. Gaping hole. But this is a practice run. And we're figuring out how to do this. Because, like, I could have looked up a pattern or something, and I didn't. Not saying that you shouldn't, just that I didn't. So there's this. And I have little pieces of leather that I'm going to put on the ends. And that'll connect the two and the hook. How I'm going to do that? Great question. But what we're going to do now is we're going to cut another piece of the blue. Why? Because we need it. And by another, I mean a whole nother two of them. We're going to come back over here to our cutting table. Should I make it reversible? No, it's not going to be reversible because of the way that it works. But I don't have two pieces. Like, I won't have two cuts from, no, I won't have two cuts from this one piece. So let's find another piece. Let's see. This guy. This was the yoke of the jacket. And if you don't know what that is, it's the piece in the back that keeps everything kind of together. So we're gonna... oh, ow. We're cutting bigger than we want. because then I can just cut it in half. That'll give me 2 equally sized pieces. That's what I'm gonna do. So here's my 4. Ah. You guys, I can just, I think. Let me do a think. I think? How would I do that? I think I can just do the one piece. So that then, when I go to sew, I'll sew around these edges and half of this. Leave a hole open. But it'll be all interface, so nothing will come out, I think. And then I'll be able to flip it inside out and fold those pieces in. That's what we're gonna do. That's smart. That's how I should have done it in the first place. Do I have another long piece of this? I do. Is this long enough? Yeah, okay. Don't thank me, friend, you very well may die. Does this fit on here? It's close enough. The good thing is that in this particular project, because it's so small, it doesn't particularly need all of the interfacing at all times, because it's all going to be together. So then this is all mostly covered with interfacing, which should be fine, because I'll be sewing past where there isn't interfacing. So let's go back to our ironing board. Hey, I have a person, a new follower. Thank you. Hello. I don't know what MMG is, but hello, welcome. This time I'm not covering it with a second piece of fabric because I said it took too long, right? Like it was really, it needs to get hot enough to melt. So this is fabric with glue on it. And the glue needs to get melted into your fabric so that it's infused with the glue. And the glue will solidify, and in the solidification process it becomes basically a second skin. Hey, Unlock Whisper, trying to donate. Like your channel, I'm new here. Yeah, everybody's new. I've been streaming for exactly, I don't know, 40 minutes? Welcome. Oh, dang, see, I like this, but I like that the other one was long ways. The pattern was long ways, and this one, the pattern is short ways. Which is fine, but it's certainly not what I was intending to do. I'll show you the difference. So this is vertical, horizontal, and this one is going in this direction. Whereas these are going in this direction, up and down to me, and then sideways over here. But it's okay, you know. It's okay. I don't even know if I actually really like this pattern right now for this project. So, we're just trying stuff. I'm just trying to make stuff. Eventually, we're going to get into cosplay stuff. And by eventually, I mean soon. We have a con in January, and I'm probably going to make like 5 costumes between now and then, which is not necessarily the most wild thing, but it's certainly a lot. And now we're going to go to the sewing machine. And I think we're going to start halfway through the long side. It might be hard to fold because of the interfacing, which is a good thing. Let's go back to our regular stitch in the middle, because that makes it a 1/4 inch, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So we're going to go straight to the short edge, leaving a 1/4 inch, because that's what we're doing. And then you're going to turn your fabric sideways. And we are going to make a straight line down, or as close to one as possible. Oh, I should have used my sewing pig. So I'm listening to Epic in the background. It's a great musical. Truly, truly a great musical. Written by a guy from Puerto Rico, which is where I'm from. And it's just really cool that another Puerto Rican, not me, like Lin-Manuel and him have become very prolific, I guess, in terms of music and just really everything. Like Jorge Rivera Herranz is very well known now, right? For all of the stuff that he's done with Epic. And now he's writing Ilium, which is really cool, which is about the Iliad. Whereas Epic is about the Odyssey, which is also cool, just in a different way. And the songs are really cool, and they're kind of like video game based. Very, very neat style of music. I didn't love that it was basically a popularity contest in terms of who got what role, but I'm not in charge of that. How much can I really be mad about it? I wasn't even involved in the process. Not for any real reason. I just didn't try. And who would pick me? Ha ha ha. When there was like so many good singers. So we cut the ends and we cut the corners. I'm actually going to leave this one a little bit long, unlike before, so that I can better work with it, I think. The little edge was probably a little too small the first time and made it hard to flip the fabric out. No, I mean, no, it's hard too, because of the dang interfacing. But once you get it, it's good. I don't... What does it say? This is the one thing that I don't love about restarting this process. The moderation bit, the chat. I mean, I like chat, but yeah, I'm not gonna buy followers. We're flipping it inside out again, which is going substantially better than earlier. I keep looking down, and I should probably look at the camera. So yeah, we're flipping it inside out, and it's a little bit difficult, but also much, much easier than last time when it was really, really thin and falling apart. So I think interfacing on both sides was absolutely the way to go, and I should have known that. We're learning. And then the other one, actually doing what I did of just like making it extra wide. Made it way easier because I'm not worried about 4 different edges. I'm just worried about 3. And even then I'm really only worried about 1. So that's neat. And we're going to try and not cut what we've already done by flipping everything inside out. Don't be like me. Use something else. Don't almost cut your fingers. It's fine. Heck yes, look at that. And it looks cool. It looks kind of like the Great Wave. Just the pattern of it. Very, very cool. So we're going to iron again. And this time it's going to be great. So now that because we left it, actually, whoop, too far that way. Because I left it a little bit extra long, it kind of just folds in on itself. And I don't really have to do very much. So we'll do this. And we'll iron it. And then after we iron it, we'll do the edges again. And it'll be beautiful. Why? Because I said so. I'm sure to hide any thread, honestly, because like there is a way, but like it's hard and I didn't want to do it. There's a way to like cut your thread beautifully, perfectly every time. I don't want to do that. I'm too lazy. And it's going to get hidden. I could write my name on it. But I don't want, I do and I don't. My camera's red, so I might not be super into this later, but for right now, I think it's going to be great. We're going to iron from both sides, make sure it's really, really flat. Wish I had a clapper. I don't have a clapper. Is it a clapper? It's just a flat piece of wood that you can put on top of it while it's still hot. And it makes sure to really keep it there. Really just... and quickly cools it so that you can just keep working with it. I'm going to see if I can find anything that... I have no wood in here. We'll just let it cool. And while we do that, we'll just set up the next bit by moving everything to the sewing machine. And we might even do... whoop, that's way too far in. And I'm going to do the same 1/4 inch. Oh my gosh. Seam allowance. And when I say I'm going to give it a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm really just eyeballing it as best as I can. You could absolutely measure it out and be very, very exact about what you're doing. I don't need that for me. Sorry. I just kind of wing it. Yeah, that's fine. And it's pretty close. So my... what is it doing? My presser foot's... my needle's in the middle and my presser foot is roughly 1/2 inch wide. So as long as it's half of that, I'm pretty okay with it. And I've been back stitching on every corner. Okay, so we have a square around it, and we are going to change to... nope, I hit the wrong button. We're going to change to a satin stitch. And a pretty tight one. Mine... there we go. I've set mine to be like 0.4 millimeters and like 3.5 millimeters wide. What is that in freedom? No idea. Don't ask me. We're gonna start trying to do the edge. And if it doesn't look good, it's okay. We can always seam rivet. Safe and sound. Let's see how this goes. Oh, it's done. Is it? Yeah, it's not liking this. Oh, but it's looking so good. That's really unfortunate. Actually, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna let it be. Wait, why is it doing weird stuff? You guys! He will chase you angry. Through the layer of Scylla. Let's try it again. It's not sewing. It is? Question mark? Am I crazy? I don't think it's sewing. I'm gonna find out that it's not. Yep, it wasn't sewing. Oh, it's because our bobbin is angry. That's why the machine is angry. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe it'll work this time. We're hopeful. Also, my bobbin is running out. See, it's a good thing that I did use a full one. Oh yeah, that's better. Now we're sewing. And it's moving in a much better speed. I do think we're gonna have to go over this twice, which definitely means that I'm gonna have to fill my bobbin again. Mainly because this side looks beautiful and this side looks sad. Maybe if I make it tighter now. We'll sew a little bit and then we'll check it out. Oh yeah, so we changed to 0.3. Let's see what 0.2 looks like. Oh yeah, 0.2 is the way to go. If the machine doesn't get angry. We'll see what that looks like. I should probably get my machine checked. It's been a minute since I've done that. And it just gets mad in the corners because there's so much fabric there, right? Like, it's not... Ugh. It's not crazy to be not performing perfectly. Nope, let's go forward, not backwards. Yes. There we go. We're just going over the lines that we made earlier. They don't have to be perfect. It's just gonna go on my wrist. It's just going to be a little decoration that I made for myself, and my bobbin is half empty. Actually, it's like a quarter empty right now. But it's looking okay. I wouldn't say perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it does look okay. And you know what? We're not going for perfect. We're going for making a thing that works. so sorry. I'm not pushing my fabric in, I'm holding it in place, and the feed dogs at the bottom are moving the fabric. And I'm just keeping it in line with my line. I could make my machine go faster, but I don't want to. It makes too much noise. It's really annoying, actually. Going faster, it's harder to control. Even if you're going in a straight line and like suddenly you're off by a little, you're off by a lot because of just how quickly it got there. And I'd rather have time to fix my mistakes. See, now I can look up, I can chat, I can show what's happening, right? But if I made it go faster, I think that I would be so worried about it coming out bad that I would immediately stop talking. I would be no entertainment. Not that I'm super entertaining right now, but I'm at least still talking. We're so close. We're so close. Oh my god, I might have to fill a full bobbin just for a little bit. That makes me sad. We might play some thread chicken. I think I'll win, though. I think I'll win. If we, by chance, which I highly doubt, have extra thread, then I will be... I'll be going over some of the bits here that don't have the same thread count. Yeah, thread count, stitch count. If I have enough thread, which is not looking likely, but let's try it. My machine will at some point be like, hey, girly pop, you're running out of thread in your bobbin. Do you wanna fix that? And I would be like, no, I don't. Because it'll tell me about 4 or 5 times before I'm actually running out of thread in a way that really matters to me. Although, look at all this extra thread that we had. I didn't think I would have this much to cover that whole bit. I might write my name. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. We might do it in white. So let's cut our threads. You know, I just tried to sing whisper to myself, and I remember that I have a microphone on. So it picks up when I'm singing to myself. Oh, it got real dark over here. I wonder why it got dark. It's not like... Is it my chair? How interesting. Y'all, this is my first stream. Crafting in my craft room. Which, like, eventually I'll show the entire craft room. Not that you haven't already seen a lot of it. But there is a side that you haven't seen, which is cool. It's not secret or anything. It's just, haven't seen it yet. Because it doesn't involve anything in my making today. to put this away so that then I can put it in with my extra threads and stuff, and it'll become stuffing. Let's see, did we get all of them? I think so. It's so dark over here. I'm gonna see if I can get more light. That was a hiccup. A little bit more light, I think. Yeah. So I have like 15 cutting mats because I will... Ooh, I'm very close. Hello. I'll cut different things in different areas. So much stuff. Oh no. Our little guy. Okay, so he's here. We're going to cut a piece of leather, which I've never done, for a thing that I have never made. But Andy and I went to New York one time, and we went to Mood, and we bought this leather so that I could make skirt hikes for the Ren Fair, and then I never did because I got scared. So I don't know that Andy knew that, but now he knows. Actually, I'm probably going to turn my sewing machine on, if only for the light that it provides. Which is not a ton. Okay, let's see. How wide is this? Inch and a quarter. So we'll definitely want something to cover both. And this is pretty nice, you guys. So I really didn't have to do these bottom guys. Oh well. So now we're going to think about how we're going to do this. If I just do this, right, if I wrap it with a wide enough piece, then I can... Which side should I use? This side. It's slightly lighter in color over here. That's really cool about leathers, that it'll have variations. So if I do it here, and we make it wide enough on either side, so we want it to be 1 1/4 inches plus 1 1/4 inches. Let's just make it a 5-inch long piece. Sure, this is scary. Because leather is expensive. And I don't have a ton of it. And I'm doing it in the color section that I want. So we're going to just pray. Yep, that's what we're going to do. This one's interesting. It has like a fluffy inside. So what did I say? 5 inches? Let's cut a straight line to work off of. Oh, that cut like butter. It was great. And we want it to be how wide? How long do we want it to be? So it'll wrap around this. I think I'm going to be conservative. And we're going to make it 3 inches long, 4 now. And then I had said 5 total. right? Yeah. Yes. So now we're going to cut 2.5 in a square. And we'll keep these because we can use them still. I think. Maybe. Okay, so this will go like here. And this will fold over and make it be, actually by folding over, we'll just sew a circle. Right like that. So that then this piece will connect to the hook. Oh, you can't see any of what I'm doing right now. Let's go all the way over here. So I'll just show you again. I'm going to sew a circle out of this, basically, so that it folds here. And then I can connect to this bit here. And by circle, I actually mean an L. We're sew an L. So when I say I sew an L, I mean across the top and then down, so that the edges are nice. But what I might do is a 7, so that I sew straight this way and then diagonally this way. That's actually what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna measure it? Absolutely not. Am I just gonna go? Yep. Then I just have to remember that it's gonna be a 1/4 inch smaller than this. Ish. How do I want to do this? Yeah, we're going to sew the corner together first. Ooh, no, don't sew. Yeah, you have to do it this way, which it's not fun. This might be more difficult than I thought. Because of how fluffy it is on the inside, it's like sticking. It'll be fine, I think. Yeah. And I'm doing that same stitch from earlier, just a straight stitch off of the middle. My needle's in the middle, and I have a 1/4 inch. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like this. I do not like this. Okay, so we have a circle. Well, we have a cone. This is the worst part. Okay, so we have this piece. You can't iron leather. It gets angry when you iron it. I think I'm doing this wrong. But I'm just gonna keep going. So this is what I want. Little hat. But it's not looking right. Is it because I need to fold it in? Probably. This is the right way to do this? Probably not. Am I doing it this way anyway? Yeah. As I don't know any better. My fingers are fat. I just need it to fold. It's not folding. And you can't use pins. Leather also does not like when you use pins on it. Let's see if I can gently coax it into the hole. Seems like it. Let's see how this goes for me. Y'all, this is not wanting to fold in. Oh my gosh, okay. Yes. I think. No, stay folded. This is a lot of fabric. Hmm. Yeah, Let's, we'll try again. Nope, okay. Uh, uh, how? Mm, 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 mm. It does not want to do this. It's entirely too many layers. Oh, I just needed them to be longer stitches. Hopefully. I think that's solving it. It's still gonna look bad, but it's okay. Yeah, that looks bad, but it's okay. We're gonna roll with it. You need to bring the needle up. Don't forget to do that. What the heck? Okay. So I was able to sew half of it on. The other half decided not to be sewn. So, you know, we'll try again a little lower. Ooh, 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 I don't like that sound. Ooh. You guys? Oh, there's not even thread in the machine, you guys. Oh my god. This is not fun. It broke my thread. We're gonna try again. Oh, my bobbin thread is almost empty. Oh. You guys? Well, it's not perfect.
Would you like a drink?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sitting here, I'm like, boy, I'm thirsty.
Me too. You're gonna cut off your extra threads. Okay, so the leather part ain't working all that great, but it's okay. So, you know, we're learning about leather. We're learning about many things. I honestly think I'm just gonna take off the leather bit. Because the clippies that we're gonna use, I think I did this wrong. Let me preface. So I think the shape that I want, see if I can, we'll go over here. Let's see. Do I pay? I know I have paper. Yes. I wonder if this will even be noticeable. Probably not. Let me get a marker. Hi, Penny. Aphrodite. So right now, the shape that I sewed was this, right? The shape I think I need is more like that. So taking the 2.5 that it is wide the 1 3/4 actually. And then this way. And it's all one piece. So actually the piece is like that. And this bit doesn't get sewn together. But this bit does. Does that make sense? You're a little high and mighty, Odysseus. I think that makes sense. Let's do it. So let's make the shape first. And then we'll cut it out of paper. But I'm going to do it with a better marker. Actually, I'm going to use my friction erase pens. Okay. So, how wide is this? 1 3/4. I knew that, but you know, you gotta measure it anyway. So let's do this. We're gonna do a straight line. And the good thing is that we don't have to do both sides, so I don't have to go all the way up. I'm just gonna measure the one side. So that's the band, the guy. And then we're gonna want to add a 1/4 inch on either side. No one beats my game. So this is not what we're cutting. We're cutting the big lines. So we'll do a straight line between those. Measuring these corners, which will be right angles. So that's perfect. Then we're gonna want, how wide do we want it on there? I don't want it very wide. It's already a little bit too wide. So let's see, this is 1/2 inch. If I measure, so this is a 1/2 inch. Let him go. We're gonna give it another 1/4 inch. So this is the shape. And then here, oh, what is the 1/2 of? Andy?
Yeah.
What is 1/2 of 2 1/4?
1 1/8.
Thank you. I just keep turning it. Okay. Okay, now we cut it out. I was so concentrated. I'll show y'all what it looks like. And even though I cut this out, I think I'm going to add an extra 1/4 inch at the end there. But we'll see. So this little Tetris piece. Oh, it doesn't do autofocus. This little Tetris piece is going to be what we cut out of the leather. And then we're going to sew around the edges together, I think. So that then I can put it over the edge. Maybe. No, because then I can't sew this the way that I want to. So let's rethink this. Y'all, this is hard. We're gonna undo what we did here, which was really bad, and I should have known better. But I didn't know better. And maybe it's just better without the leather. We're gonna at least try. Okay. Why are you still sewn together? You're supposed to be separate pieces. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think, maybe I'll do it out of this. Oh, cool. Okay. Don't do this. Don't use paper scissors on fabric. It doesn't work. But my scissors are far away right now. And this is just to see if this idea will work. Okay. So we have this piece and this piece. And this will have another piece here at the end it's just long. And then I put this on here. And I'll sew it at the top. Actually, we'll have to put it on like this. and measure where I want it. And I should do it there. So roughly a 1/4 inch above of where that fancy thread I did. Right? So then I'll sew here, and then that'll fold over. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then put these this way and sew on the corners. And down here. And then I'll be able to flip it inside out, I think. Shall we just try it? I think we should just try it. Because if I just keep waiting around and thinking, I'm not going to do it. And I'll be like, oh my God, no. Because I knew that working with leather was hard. And here I am. Don't cut pieces that you already had. I wish I could interface this, but I cannot because leather does not do that. Oh, you cannot see what I'm doing. Get in the water. Get in the water. Okay. So we have this whole piece. Oh, no. I just want it to come out nice. This is not happening. Cutting leather, not easy. I'm going to use our weights. I have to have something Oh, Jesus. Well, that worked. Cool. It's dangerous as hell. But it's cutting it. Okay. Let's try again. So we're going to sew this here so that I can fold it this way. And then the other side will get sewn on the same way. And we'll end up with a big circle. Then this circle, we'll put them together. No, we'll put them together like this, which means that I need to mark that on the inside and not the outside, so that I can sew around here and then we can flip it Yeah. That makes sense. Every night. I think I'm just gonna cut the one side for now. Because that way I have one line to work off of. Right? By the one side, I just said I'm gonna cut it because it's gonna be on the opposite side. I'll be here buying you time. Let's go to the sewing machine. Let's be a little bit less close. What color do I want to do? I don't want to do the same one. I'm just going to do white, I think. Or not. I don't know. Oh, hiccup. We're going to thread it for threading the bobbin. That's what we're doing. We're threading the bobbin. We're using the same color because I have 3 more of this. Not 3, 2 more. But we gotta make sure that we're threading it right because something happened. It got real angry. So we're gonna keep it straight up while it does its thing. Oh, you can't even see it. Well, that sucks. And I took my scissor over there, and now I need it over here. Okay. Let's do this again. I should measure what's the middle. Yeah, that's as close as I'm gonna get. Oh, it's working. You guys, if you do the thing and you do it right and you don't fuck it up, it comes out good. See, look. Okay, we sew it there and then we flip it. Yes. Yes. Now I have to sew this here. Take control. We're just doing basically a basting stitch for now, because I don't think that I will need it to be like the most secure right now. So now we're going to sew around the corners. Have had enough. I should probably use my walking foot. Am I gonna? No. Oh, sorry. I should be talking, but very concentrated right now. Okay, so we're gonna flip it inside out. We're gonna do that lovely turn out the edges, which is gonna be hard because I didn't clip them. Let's clip them. Okay, let's flip it inside out again. now that we've clipped the edges, which is important. Yes, this is, I think, coming out pretty okay. It's coming. I think it's coming. We got this, you guys. We're trying real hard. Okay. Now, everything in theory, very much in theory, should fit into this pocket that we have made out of the leather. Will it actually fit? Meh. It might be a little bit too thick. Too thin, actually, for all of it to fit in. But, you know, we are closer to what we wanted. I have clips. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's surely looking pretty interesting. And I like that. Oh, you guys, this is looking a little bit derpy. But I think it's okay. It'd be weird if, you know, the second time you try something, it's perfect. This has to be less roundy. This is too round. And it's not supposed to be. This is hard. This guy looks great. This guy, questionable. And then I don't even know if it's going to be comfortable. Where's my piggy? Here it is. Okay, 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 okay. I feel like this would have gone better probably if I had a bigger sewing machine. But you know, this is what I got. And I like my sewing machine a lot. Come on. Ooh. My sewing machine needle broke. You guys, things I go through to make it look good. Let's use the titanium one. Hopefully that will work for this. And a thicker needle. Come on, why are you being such a butt? Okay, I don't think I'm ever gonna work with leather again. At least not this thick. Because it is a pain in the tuchus. At least this time my needle's going through. Before it wasn't. It was getting angry at me. Okay, it's happening. Is it great? No. But is it working? Kind of. It's certainly not fun. Are we going backwards? No. You guys, this is not perfect. And I know that I said that it's okay for it to not be perfect, but is it really? The feed dogs only work in reverse with at least the leather, which is stupid and annoying. One more stitch, I think. And then we'll be done. And be a little bit sad about it not coming out perfect, but it's ultimately okay. No, why are you going backwards? Stop going backwards. Why are you going backwards? It's not at the... I'm just holding the back. I'm not pulling it. Don't... Yeah, I think I should have used a walking foot. But also, it only works backwards. I do not understand. But also, look at all of these threads. There's so many of them. Just little hairs. So I'm going to cut all of them. I could burn them off. No, I don't want to. Boy, I hope I like this. I do think it looks cool. The problem is I don't know how to work with leather. And I didn't want to hand sew it. Because if I could, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't sew by hand. I think my hands are well, they're not dumb. I just don't care enough about my stitches when I stitch by hand, which is a slight problem. You should care. Did I cut all? No, oh my gosh, there's so many threads in the back from the mess that was trying to sew this. It's not great in the back. It's really not great. But that's okay, I think. It'll be okay. I don't like how many tiny threads I have. Mainly because I'm not sure what I should and shouldn't be cutting, and I'm cutting it all. Because having threads everywhere is going to be really annoying. I see now why people wanted to interface leather. Because it's a B word to work with. So, let's go over here. Actually, right here. Camera. See, we made it. And I don't hate it. So that's a plus. Now we have to pick one of these. I was going to do the heart. I like the heart enough. I just don't know that I like this enough. But let's put the heart in. This is not going to be easy. But none of this process has been easy, so, you know, I guess that makes sense. There we go. I made it too tight. Let's try this shape. But I don't think this will fit the camera. Oh, it does. I'm going to try the heart again. Oh, okay, see, okay. This is the front. And this is the back. Don't look at the leather bit. But look at that. We made it. Great job, you guys. I think I'm done for today. But thanks for being with me and experimenting. Bye.